guys, welcome back to Hear Me Out. I'm E.
I'm D.
And today, I think we were, I don't know, slightly procrastinating, slightly terrified, slightly like, oh my God, how are we even going to tackle this? It's been a few months of all these rumors and allegations and cases and
Yep.
craziness. I'm talking about Brother Love. Brother Love, Brother Love, Sean Diddy Combs. We
Yeah.
have to tackle it, guys. I think we just had to gather our thoughts, and things were just coming out every single day. It's
I
like we
know.
couldn't report on it fast enough. So we were like, hey, let's wait for things to die down,
Right.
collect all the data that we can and
Mhm.
just present it in a cohesive fashion. So today we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of things. We're going to be talking about the rumors and allegations, the cases, Cassie, his love life. Who is Diddy? Do you guys really know who Diddy is? His legal troubles, just basically his whole life.
Yeah.
We're going to do a deep dive. We're going to talk about it. Let us know what you guys think in the comments about this whole thing. But this is kind of like the rise and fall of Diddy, of a mogul, of a
Yeah.
entrepreneur. And yeah, I think we've seen a lot of that in Hollywood as of late.
Yeah.
Um, we weren't ready, but maybe it's something we needed. So
Right.
we get started.
Okay. So by now we've all read, heard, watched, reread, reheard, rewatched the news surrounding Diddy and the many allegations that have come to light. To start in mid-November, this is when pretty much everything popped off. The shocking news came out that Cassie, Diddy's ex and former Bad Boy recording artist, had filed a federal civil lawsuit for sex trafficking, the R word, domestic violence, among other things. Within 24 hours, though, Diddy settled the suit for an undisclosed amount, but 24 hours is all it took to seemingly bring down a giant. So, since Cassie's filing, at the time of our research, it was just two other allegations, but now there's, I think, a third allegation of SA have been filed against Diddy, possibly in part at the time due to the expiration on November 24th of the Adult Survivors Act in New York. I'm sure you guys heard there was multiple lawsuits that came about from many people of fame, of notoriety in New York, thanks to this situation. During that week, a wave of complaints were filed, not just on Diddy, but several other celebrities, politicians, and athletes. Our focus, however, is on, all the recent stories, rumors, allegations, and the internet sleuths investigations surrounding Diddy, because y'all be some FBI agents out there, bro. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to discuss. From rumors that Diddy was utilizing his current, maybe still current girlfriend, Young Miami, in the same fashion as he allegedly did Cassie, to the dark and disturbing threads about Diddy possibly having something to do with his ex-girlfriend and mother of his three kids, Kim Porter's death. It seems like every day something new was popping up. We'd like to point out that we waited for some time, as E mentioned, to do this video because we wanted to obtain as much information as possible and do proper research. This is not only a sensitive subject, but it involves decades of alleged misconduct, aggression, and dark deeds. Similar to the way that the Me Too movement brought down Harvey Weinstein, who seemed to be untouchable for years, if not decades. Despite many in the industry knowing about his crimes, Diddy seems to be in the midst of a reckoning himself. So, according to the New York Times, a few months ago, Sean Combs was doing a victory lap for his 3-decade career as a producer, music executive, and all around hip hop showman. At the MTV Video Music Awards in September, he accepted the network's Global Icon Award and performed vintage hits like I'll Be Missing You. That month, Mr. Combs, who has been known throughout his career as Puff Daddy or Diddy, released his first solo album in 17 years, and a flurry of approving media coverage celebrated his signature achievement of helping to transform hip-hop into a major pop movement. Mr. Combs, 54, I think at the time he's still 54, I don't know if he's had a birthday since, founded Bad Boy in 1993 and has been called one of the key figures behind the commercialization of hip hop, broadening the genre's appeal and crafting a gilded public image for its stars. In the 2000s, the MTV series Making the Band also made him a favorite reality TV character, with his salty slang turning up as streetwear slogans. The wave of lawsuits against him now threatens that image. So, in the second case, Joy Dickerson Neal accused Mr. Combs of drugging and R word her in 1991 and recording the incident on video. In her complaint, Ms. Dickerson Neal said that the news of Miss Ventura's lawsuit had prompted her to file her own. In a third suit, Liza Gardner, says that in 1990, Mr. Combs coerced her into sex and then a couple of days later choked her so hard she passed out. All three suits were filed as a deadline approach for the Adult Survivors Act, a New York law that allowed people who said they were sexually abused to file claims even after the statute of limitations had expired. In a statement, Jonathan D. Davis, a lawyer for Mr. Combs, said the new claims against Mr. Combs for alleged misconduct from many years ago, which were filed at the last minute, are all denied and rejected by him. He views these lawsuits as a money grab. Because of Mr. Combs' fame and success, he is an easy target for accusers who attempt to smear him. The New York legislature surely did not intend or expect its laws to be misused. Mr. Combs trusts that the public will remain skeptical and not rush to accept the unsubstantiated allegations made against him. As news of these suits ricocheted through social media, accusations from Mr. Combs' past were resurfaced and dissected. In a 2004 interview, Kimberly Simmons, the model and TV personality, said that Mr. Combs had threatened her while she was pregnant. Gina Hun, a one-time girlfriend, said in a 2019 podcast that Mr. Combs had dragged her by the hair, thrown a high heel shoe at her, and pressed her to get 2 abortions. Revolt, which has popular podcasts like Drink Champs and Carisha Please, also distanced itself from its founder this week, or a couple of weeks ago, announcing that Mr. Combs was stepping down as chairman and that this decision helps to ensure that Revolt remains steadfastly focused on our mission. Whew, that was quite a bit. That's quite a bit. I don't even know. I don't even know.
I don't even know. I'm just,
Yeah.
I always say that people with that kind of money and power and influence, they feel untouchable. This is all alleged. I don't need to be sued, or we don't need to be sued. They feel untouchable.
Yeah.
So, me having $100,000 and going to buy a car is going to be a big deal, right?
Yeah.
But Diddy having $1 billion and buying $100,000 car is pennies. It's like, oh, another car.
Yeah.
So I think what gives people excitement, kind of thing, is
Yeah.
people do things that they wouldn't normally do, really. Like if we compare it to Squid Games, right?
Right.
At the end we saw that there was all these like rich people looking at the game.
Yeah.
So what does that say? These people were desperate for the money and would do anything, basically die for it.
Mm-hmm.
And the people on top watching them thought it was funny, thought it was like, some kind of, it was humorous. It was like entertainment for them.
Yeah.
So I say that to say that sometimes they need like these heightened emotions, because everything that's not accessible to, let's say, 99% of us, they have. So what do they need to do now? They need to do something else. So I think it's like taking control of somebody. I think it's very dominant, like very, I'm on top of you kind of thing. And I don't mean like a, man versus woman kind of thing. I think it's complete dominance. Like I can really do anything to you kind of thing. And you're not going to say nothing on top of that.
Yeah.
I'm like, nobody's going to believe you. We hear some of these stories, just like with regular folks. It's like, let's say police officers and,
Mm-hmm.
they might do something bad, or whoever else. It's like, with somebody with little notoriety. Um, well, if you say that, nobody's going to believe you.
Yeah.
So why don't a lot of women come forward? Because this has been inculcated in their minds that nobody's going to believe them. Um, they don't have the resources or the credibility that these people do.
Yeah.
So, I think that we've learned lately, or, in the last few years, that Hollywood is this thing, and people see things all the time and they keep
Yeah.
quiet. We've seen it with brother Bilal, trying to expose Will Smith, saying that he did XYZ. Do we know if it's true? No. We are seeing Harry Weinstein. Um, People were saying, he did this all the time. They saw it, nobody reported it. R. Kelly, same thing. Bill
Yeah.
Cosby, same thing. So, this is a trend of like people that are like really famous and have money, power, access, Hollywood, anything that you could have. But I feel like, they feel so untouchable that they could do these things to people, And I think that Diddy didn't think that, somebody would have the courage to do something like this or even win on
Yeah.
top of that. But what Cassie did, and I saw somewhere in some article, was pretty genius, because she not only sued Diddy, she sued all these big things associated to Diddy and the corporations. I can't remember what is it, the plaintiffs, the plaintiffs,
The defendants.
the defendants. I think it was like Sony or Epic or so, like all of these things. So that's probably also what caused him to settle so quickly, because now it's not only Diddy and Diddy's responsibility, because I think he would have fought it till the end,
Yeah.
and he still claims that he didn't do it. We're not saying he did or didn't, but if we're seeing what we're seeing,
Wow.
but people bigger than him said, settle this now before before there's
Right.
bigger damage. So
Right.
yeah, that was a very long-winded. I don't know where I went with that. I think my whole spirit wanted to tell you guys this, but what do
No,
you think?
I think you said everything. So yeah, I got nothing.
No, don't do that. You always have something.
As far as this, section, no, I agree with, everything that you mentioned. So I have nothing right now.
Wow, that's shocking.
I'm agreeing with you here.
I don't even know. Like, I think we should end this on a high note. Like,
Wow.
please agree with me, guys.
You know what? I can't. I can't.
But, guys, do you know who Diddy is? Like, do you really? Like, are you a hip hop head? You
Mm,
know, I'm sure you guys are by now. You know about Diddy and his life. What's his favorite color? Y'all some FBI agents. Y'all
yeah.
interneters. But we wanted to recap for those who don't know, like, Diddy, like that.
Right.
Back in the day till today.
Yeah.
So, who is Diddy? You already know it, but let's go over it. So, he is a rapper, producer, mogul, and actor. He was born in Harlem, New York. His mother is Diddy Combs. She's a model and a teacher's assistant. She was a model?
She was a model and a teacher's assistant. Yeah.
Wow. See, I'm learning things as we go. Who knew that? Let us know in the comments. His father, Melvin Combs, served in the Air Force and was an associate of convicted drug dealer Frank Lucas.
Hmm.
Melvin was shot in a car when Diddy was just 2 years old. He went to Howard University and left after his sophomore year. So maybe that's why he gives money to HBCUs.
Hmm.
So I hear. He was known on campus for his large parties. I can't see Diddy in college. I know I'm supposed to be giving you the rundown, but I have these thoughts, okay? um, He was known on college for his large parties, started out as an intern and then a talent director at Uptown Records before starting his own label, Bad Boy Records, in 1993. His artists in the 1990s included, of course, Biggie, Notorious B.I.G., Mary J. Blige, Usher, and others. In 1997, his debut album, No Way Out, was released, and his most recent album, The Love Album, was released September 2023. He was accused of watering down hip hop by commercializing its genre, but this did not stop him from continuing his path.
Mm-hmm.
So, just I guess a little recap of the legal troubles again. Diddy was charged in April 1999 with assaulting Steve Stout of Interscope Records, who who was also Nas's manager. Apparently, Diddy demanded certain scenes of his to be removed from the Hate Me Now video that he did with Nas. I love
I love that video.
that video. You can hate me. Oh, I'm not going to even sing it because then we're
Uh,
going to do the little
uh,
thing.
yeah.
When the video aired unedited in MTV, Diddy went to Stout's office and assaulted him. Diddy eventually settled with Stout and paid him $500K. Diddy pleaded guilty and had to spend 1 day in anger management. Clearly, he needed a lot more days. Allegedly. In December 1999, Combs was charged with 4 weapons-related charges and with bribing his driver, Wardell Benderson,
Mhm.
to claim ownership of his gun during the Club New York shooting, in which he and his protege rapper Shine were arrested. This is also the event involving his then girlfriend J Lo.
Mm.
And then J Lo said, "Skirt, skirt." Combs was found not guilty of all charges. Meanwhile, Shine was convicted and sentenced to 10 years in prison. Now it's clicking. I've seen Shine on Instagram a lot lately.
Ay, Dios. Okay.
Sorry. Sorry, guys. It's just, sometimes I'm really on it and sometimes I'm really slow. In the early 2000s, he was also arrested for driving with a suspended license. In 2005, an assault case was resolved in Diddy's favor. He had been accused of assaulting a Michigan television host. Again. August 2007, Gerard Rechnitzer sued Combs for battery after claiming Combs had punched him outside of a Hollywood nightclub. He claimed he was attacked after he was approached by Combs while the rap mogul was talking to his girlfriend. Combs settled the lawsuit for an undisclosed terms in March of 2008. In May 2017, Cindy Ruella, who previously served as Combs's personal chef, filed a suit against Combs in LA Superior Court, claiming, among other things, sexual harassment and retaliation. The lawsuit was settled for an undisclosed amount in February 2019. And we all know the recent filings by Offer and Cassie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Personal and love life. You want to cover that?
Sure. But before we go into that, I'd like to point out that the legal trouble stuff, I didn't remember. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
it was hidden. I'm shocked as I'm reading it, and we tag team on research, so she might research. So and then we compile it all together.
yeah.
But that's a lot of history of you know aggression. That's what I'm going to call it. So
Yeah.
that reminds me. I know this is messed up, but did you guys see on social media this guy jumping the judge?
Girl,
What? He was saying that he was a changed man. He didn't like what the judge said, and then we see him spring into action against the judge.
no comment. No comment. So back to Diddy. Another thing that I'd like to point out is that he settled a lot of these cases,
Undisclosed amounts too.
which also means that there were NDAs that must have been signed. So these people are not going to talk. But it's very interesting.
Mm.
He has literally settled every single case. Even the driver, so when the incident happened, the 1999 incident with Shine and J-Lo, he tried to get his driver to pretend that the gun was his or whatever, right? His driver sued him. And I think they settled in 2004. I don't remember what the amount was, but that's also something that like I found in the research that like even that was like a thing. The driver said, he had emotional distress and trauma and all this from the whole situation, and that
Yeah.
also settled. That yeah, it was a civil case that also settled. So again, I think it's very interesting that he's had all these cases. And like I said, I couldn't remember over half of them. And
They're
in
fairly young. Like when I mean fairly
yeah,
young, almost fresh out the womb.
I'm talking about the 2000s one though.
Oh,
There's several
fresh
2000s.
out the womb. How old do you think I am?
Anyway, let me just move on. Okay, so his personal slash love life, y'all. You would think we would know all of this stuff, but let me just tell you, it was hard as heck to find this research. Like, I scoured the internet to find this research because I didn't just want to go based off of what the internets were telling me on social media. But anyway, so we know some of this, some of it was news to me. Diddy has 7 kids by 4 different women. His first biological son, Justin Combs, was born in 1993 to Missa Hilton. Diddy and Missa dated while she was 17 years old, and Diddy was already an intern at Uptown Records. He is around 4 years older than Missa. They were together for about 3 years. In 1990, what?
Quick, let that simmer in with the times.
Um,
Also,
hmm.
all right.
Yes, ma'am. So in 1994, he began dating Kim Porter, who he shares 3 biological children with, and Diddy also adopted Kim's son with Albie Shore, Quincy Brown. They were on and off until their final breakup in 2007. Their kids are Christian Combs, born in 1998, and twins Jesse and Delilah, born in 2006. After Kim passed away, Diddy declared that he regretted never marrying Kim. The same year he had the twins with Kim Porter, Diddy also welcomed his 6th child, Chance, with Sarah Chapman, a business associate of his, who currently works at his company, Combs Global. And in 2022, he welcomed his 7th child with cybersecurity expert Dana Tran. Little is known about their relationship. Diddy's most famous relationship took place between 1999 and 2001 when he dated Jennifer Lopez. They were huge for the culture back then and were a staple on red carpets. It is rumored that Diddy was still seeing Kim Porter and had other affairs during his relationship with J-Lo. Another rumor claims that Diddy was going to fight Will Smith because of a supposed proposition made to J-Lo by Will and his wife Jada for a threesome, all while at a Ben Affleck birthday party. And if you guys have been watching our channel, y'all know we covered that video. Like, very interesting stuff there. Like, very. So, Diddy and J-Lo broke up in 2001, reportedly due to his cheating. Rumors also circulated that J-Lo never got over the way her image was impacted by being arrested alongside Diddy after the shooting that took place at a nightclub in late 1999. In 2007, Diddy began his relationship with Cassie Ventura that lasted until 2018. Cassie was signed to Bad Boy Records, where Diddy reportedly told Cassie he would turn her into a star. Despite his rumored promises, Cassie did not have a long lasting success in the music industry. As we all know now, she filed a federal civil suit against Diddy for a myriad of things. Among the allegations were claims that Diddy was abusive throughout their entire relationship, with jealous rages that allegedly involved him blowing up Kid Cudi's car in his own driveway because of a relationship Cudi had with Cassie. Diddy also allegedly hooked Cassie on hard drugs. Cassie left him in 2018 and went on to marry Alex Fine, a personal trainer, and has a family with him, 2 little girls. In 2021, Diddy was rumored to be dating Young Miami, a rapper and part of the duo City Girls. It wasn't until June 2022 that the pair confirmed their relationship on Young Miami's show, Carisha Please. The show is released under Diddy's channel, Revolt TV. They supposedly have an open relationship. Young Miami claimed to have known that Diddy was having his 7th child with another woman despite being in a relationship with her. Diddy was also rumored to have briefly dated Lori Harvey. It was also rumored that Lori dated Diddy's son Justin Combs prior to dating Diddy. Nothing was ever confirmed. However, Lori recently stated that rumors she's ever dated a father-son duo were not true. So, yeah.
We also covered that in another video of I think it was called "Who is Lori Harvey?" or "Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man" kind of
Yeah.
thing, where we go all over. We talk about Lori's dating history, and we spoke about Justin and Diddy there. So please go check that out.
Yeah.
Also, go check out the video D mentioned about um, Diddy and J Lo at Ben Affleck's party, and
Yeah.
Will and Jada were there. I thought
Oof.
that was comical.
Oh,
I'm
that
like,
was hilarious.
yeah.
Hilarious.
I'm like, they were fighting over J Lo, but J Lo had her eyes on Ben.
Yeah. So what do we think of his love life though? I mean,
uh, his love life, I don't know.
it's weird.
Yeah, it's a little.
Honestly, there was a comment that I think he made on a video somewhere, something like that. That he met the first three mothers of his children in the same year in the 1990s. So it's weird, like, and they all kind of knew each other. From my understanding, like Sarah Chapman and Kim Porter were, I don't know if they were friends, but they knew each other.
Mhm,
Um, and Diddy was like on and off with Kim for a while, but then I guess he cheated on her with Sarah Chapman, and then he got with Cassie, and I'm assuming had an open relationship with Cassie as well. One sided, obviously, allegedly.
mhm,
But I don't know. Like, it makes me feel like a little bit uncomfortable, to be honest. Like all of that. And I know that a lot of people want to know like what JLo thinks about all this stuff. JLo's never gonna say nothing. JLo's never gonna say anything. There's
mhm,
also, of course, like the internet rumors of like, oh, maybe JLo also was being, treated a certain kind of way. And it's like nothing, there's nothing anywhere about that. I think really it came down to her image and the cheating. Like that's what that really was.
mhm.
But it is,
What I thought was interesting was Misa's age.
yes.
I believe in one of the research that we probably did or something I saw, I think Kim Porter was either 17 or 19 ish,
That's
still late teens.
young.
Yeah. Um, Cassie, fairly young too.
Yeah.
Um, so, you guys have heard I don't even want to discuss the term, but, it's basically dating somebody that's kind of young and just molding them
Yeah.
because, you know,
It's
so,
called grooming, y'all.
well, okay, now that you said it, yeah, there have been allegations of grooming in these instances and with other celebrities too.
Hmm.
With Aaliyah, she was fairly young,
Yeah.
marrying R. Kelly.
Kelly. When she
Um,
was 15.
and Kamora with Russell. She
Yeah.
was talking to him when she was in high school, and he was what, about 30 already,
Yeah.
late 20s, 30s. So we got to take that into consideration. And
Yeah.
who were the parents? But that's another story for another day. You know what enrages me the most, I guess, about Diddy? Just when Kim Porter died, and then he was like, "Whoa, me! I should have married her. Oh,
Yeah.
I miss you." On her years of anniversary of her passing, you didn't care about her. You were constantly cheating on her. The kids probably saw how allegedly how volatile y'all's relationship was. And
Yeah.
then you're like, oh, I miss her. You missed her, but you were with Cassie for like 11 years. And she was
Right.
like right there. And you had multiple kids with other people, and she was right there. I mean, she must have been really in love with you or liked her situation, but she was always there. So for
Yeah.
you to come and say, yeah, I regret not marrying her now, da, 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 self-awareness, guy. I think that's the theme of this whole week if you watch our videos every day. Self-awareness. Like,
Yeah.
why put this woman through all these things, and there's so many allegations about how volatile their
True.
Kim Porter and Diddy's relationship really was. Like, why
Yeah.
put it through all that and talk about some I miss her now? Like, I woe is me. Nobody cares, Diddy. Nobody cares. Okay?
Well, I think you've definitely let us know how you really feel. But that's a good segue into our next and final section that is more salacious because the internet. You want to go ahead and take this one away? Because I feel like you would enjoy this one.
First of all, just because I
Drugs.
like the drums
Drugs.
don't mean nothing, but maybe. All right. Since the news of Cassie's explosive suit came to light, many rumors and gossip headlines have popped up everywhere. Some are sounding pretty legit. Let us know what you think in the comments. While others are seemingly a reach. True, allegedly. All right. Diddy, I guess in no particular order,
Right.
Diddy is rumored to have paid a bounty to have Tupac killed. Have you guys seen it on Instagram? Like all
Oh
these little conspiracies.
my gosh.
I allegedly think it's true, but who knows? Recently, Keith D, a former gang member, was arrested in connection with Pac's murder. It was revealed that he confessed to being paid around $1 million by Diddy to take Pac out. I don't know if we're going to talk about it a little later, but I just wanted to say so in these interviews with him, and I think it was. Do we talk about Jaguar right later?
Yes.
Oh, we do? Okay, so just kidding. We'll talk about it later. It was revealed, let's see, he alleged to have beat to a bloody pulp Sharkia Stewart for being involved with Kim Porter. Recently, internet sleuths are alleging that Diddy may have had something to do with the unaliving. I don't want to read this anymore. Of Shakira Stewart not long after. Actor Jackie Long is rumored to have been threatened by Diddy for dating Porter as well. He is rumored to have blown up Kid Cudi's car after being involved with Cassie, as stated in her court filing. Another part of Cassie's filing alleges that Diddy hung an artist over the balcony for supposedly speaking with Cassie. The internet believes the artist is in question is Wale, although Wale seemingly denied this recently. R&B singer and former Jay-Z backup singer Jaguar Wright made several shocking allegations in a video a couple years ago against Diddy that is now making rounds again. In the video, she claims that Diddy may have had something to do with the. Why are you making me read this? In the deaths of Uptown Records founder Andre Harrell, Uptown Record rapper Heavy D, and Uptown Record employee Kim Porter, his former partner.
You watched
Jaguar,
that video?
huh?
You watched Jaguar's video.
I know I'm so obsessed with them, but still, it's just like reading it. It feels real, allegedly. Um, Jaguar also claimed that I'll Be Sure, former Uptown Records recording artist and ex to Kim Porter, had recent health issues that landed him in a coma because of Diddy. She ties it all together by claiming that those people had either memoirs, tell-all books, and or documentaries coming out that may have exposed Diddy and all his nefarious dealings. Since the Cassie filing, Jaguar made a quick new video apparently substantiating Cassie's allegation. She went as far to say that Kim Porter knew all about it, and it was Kim who helped Cassie get away from their abusive relationship with Diddy by meeting with Cassie not long before Kim passed away. In June 2023, a psychic medium named Sloan Bella, I sent that to you, named Sloan Bella released a video or online session where she channeled Kim Porter. She claims that Kim sent her a message saying that Diddy's life would unravel by November 2023. This is a quote. I am being showed that things are being prepared. She, Porter, is showing me a trumpet. Things are standing straight up here. And there are people that are going to speak not just about what happened to her, but about other things. Something is unraveling. She added, somebody is leading the march, leading the way, and I'm giving it about 5 months. Diddy's former bodyguard, Roger Bond, stated in his recent videos that Cassie is telling the truth and that he witnessed and tried to stop several of the attacks Cassie claims occurred. Other recent rumors claim that Diddy groomed Usher. I guess we were going to say that word anyway.
Yeah.
Usher was sent to stay with Diddy when he was just around 13 years old. In an interview with Howard Stern, Usher admitted that he saw some crazy things at Diddy's parties, the parties that he would throw. He also said that he never sent his 13-year-old to any parties like those.
Mm,
Another rumor claims, well, you can only imagine like what was going on. I mean, but now I can extra imagine.
yeah.
Another rumor claims that Diddy is the one who gave Usher the
Um,
allegedly a disease, a sexually transmitted disease. May need to find another way.
it's just like
I know.
yeah,
So if you guys want to know what it is, look it up because I'm not saying it.
yeah.
D already got me here saying all these things that I'm uncomfortable saying, but I'm very comfortable sharing on social media. Um, a very disturbing rumor claims that Diddy has something to do with Kim Porter's death. While the coroner report claims that she died of pneumonia, reports claim that there was an initial coroner report that said that it was a homicide and Kim died of toxins. The coroner who wrote the report either went missing and or died, allegedly. The tell-all memoir that Kim was allegedly writing went missing. Ugh, there's more,
Yeah,
guys. Her
yeah.
family is supposedly looking to reopen the case and blame Diddy for her death, allegedly again. All this is alleged.
All
No
of it.
suing. We're just
Yeah.
reporting what we see in the internet. Kim's best friend, Calamora Lee Simmons, is also rumored to have animosity towards Diddy in relation to the involvement with Kim. Not much is known about this, but her IG story shortly after Cassie's filing came to light seemed to be aimed at Diddy. What else? There is also allegations that he broke Kim's nose at one point in their relationship. Talk about volatile. Another rumor claims that Diddy, along with other famous artists, rent out homes to have days long parties, which we now know are, I guess, the FOs.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else? What else? Let's see. For some time, there have been gossip and rumors about Diddy's sexuality. Again, we're in a society that we want to know these kinds of things, apparently. Not me, though. So, clips have resurfaced lately showing interesting behavior Diddy displays with other men, such as Fabulous, 50 Cent, and others. Of course, 50 has made it a mission lately to troll Diddy and even claims he is working on an exposed style documentary about Diddy. I think he really is. I don't know. Most recently, a rumor has circulated claiming that Diddy isn't Justin Combs' biological father. The gossip blogs and TikTokers claim that Justin is actually the son of Diddy's former bodyguard who passed away. However, it is reported in the mid to late 2000s, Misa sued Diddy for additional child support. Most likely, uh, this involved a paternity test, although a little is known about it. Actors Orlando Bloom and Columbus Short have also posted videos claiming that they have had run-ins with Diddy, possible sexual encounters or attempted encounters. And there's just been way more rumors that we haven't even covered. There's like Danity Kane might be suing, and you know, Audrey O'Day said we should have known this all along, and there's just so much. Just it's
Yeah.
crazy.
And like honestly, that is why we had to cap things. There is just no way to fully like write down everything. There is literally always something new, it seems, at least daily. And since all of this stuff, obviously Diddy's kept a low profile. He was recently seen, I think, during a holiday photo with all of his kids and his mother, and I want to say Sarah Chapman was there.
I think so.
But Young Miami was not. And so
It
with
has
all of
been rumored that she's been distancing herself from Diddy now.
it kind of does seem that way.
Yeah, so
There was a recent clip of her online where she was I don't know if she was performing with or at some concert, and she was kind of flirting with Lil Baby on stage. Um I don't know. I
Maybe.
I don't know. Anyway, so again, these are all rumors, allegations, gossip, like take it all with a grain of salt. But there are all of these videos online connecting Diddy to Kim Porter's death, connecting Diddy to like all these different grooming rings. There's even allegedly some sort of grooming that was done to Justin Bieber, thanks to
Oh,
Diddy and Usher. Yeah. And it's a lot. It's really a lot. There's also supposedly other claims that are going to be coming out. There was another suit that was I want to say towards the end of the year with the minor. Yeah, and she produced a photograph of herself as a minor with Diddy. I think she was like sitting on his lap or something like that in a studio. But like okay, it's hard to say you're innocent until proven guilty, even though that's what we're supposed to believe, because literally everything everywhere has been crazy about all of this. And the fact that he settled that suit with Cassie within 24 hours, that's crazy. Something we didn't touch on, however, about that lawsuit is not only did she sue like his other companies and his, like owning companies that like own his stuff or whatever too, she filed it as an employee. So that's why she was able to add these other defendants that, corporations or whatnot. And so therefore, like it had more layers to it because, technically she was an employee of Bad Boy Records and all that. So it's like it just runs a whole gamut of things because when you file a lawsuit, I guess kind of like a worker or an employee lawsuit or whatnot, you can go after insurances for these people because my assumption is that money, whatever money it was, we don't know the amount, but I believe that money could have come from an insurance, not necessarily like Diddy's pocket. And
I'm sure both.
maybe, but it could be like a plethora of things because she could have also gone after the other company's insurances and all these different things. There's so many layers to it. Um
I
and
think we
yeah,
didn't even mention the partnerships that he's lost. Like he had to step
yeah,
down from Revolt. I think we mentioned that. It
yeah.
was also like what was it, like a Catholic
It was some kind of charter
school?
school or private school.
They dropped them. I think it was like over 17, if I'm not mistaken, things that disassociated with Diddy. So he's losing money left and right.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't even know. Like, I don't know. It's really crazy. And if the things he did or if the things that are being alleged that he did are true, man, he had a lot of people fooled because people have always loved Diddy. Like he's been so popular for so many years. Like,
Yeah.
we mentioned earlier he was celebrating his 30-year career, and all that. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy honestly to be, in this point in time where someone that we all like grew up with is kind of being brought down.
Yeah. I know that on social media people have been looking at making the band clips now.
Yeah.
It's like, did he really make them do da 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 da? And it's kind of like again that Hunger Game, not the Hunger Games, the Squid Games
Squid Games, yeah.
kind of thing again. Like these people, I remember, was there an episode where they went to go get a cake and they were walking?
The cheesecake, yeah. They had to, I think, cross the Brooklyn Bridge. I think.
Just imagine like all the hoops and hurdles these people had to go through just because they wanted to sing and be famous. And, again,
Yeah.
this is our entertainment too, don't get me wrong. But now
Right.
seeing it in that kind of light, and I was like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy.
Yeah. And
Great for TV, but, given all the things that are going on right now, it's like, maybe this was fueling other things, or, this is like a what's the word? For my self enjoyment as well.
Yeah. Um, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I think that like something you mentioned at the beginning about like, just like powerful people and their desire to do certain things just because, to see what they can get away with.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's been very obvious that a lot of people have gotten away with a lot of things. Look at Jeffrey Epstein. Like, we just found out about some new names on the supposed list, right? And not necessarily that they're accused of wrongdoing, but that they've had some sort of interaction with him, whether it was visiting him
Yeah.
at home or visiting him at that island he had. Um, there's a lot of, just a lot of levels to all of it. And the fact that a lot of people have just gotten away with these things, what does that say about our society when we're just easily able to kind of forget things or push things under the rug, or a victim can't come forward because they don't think they'll be believed, like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It seems so crazy. And now it's like, given everything that we do kind of sort of know now, like what's going to happen when those other lawsuits play out in court, if they play out in court? Because what if he decides to settle those too? Then we don't get information. But now it's like that cloud is over Diddy, and I don't know that it'll ever kind of pass at this point. It's like people are people are always going to associate him with this stuff now. And then there's
Yeah.
rumors that Cassie might go on tour this year, and that's going to obviously bring up stuff like, I don't know, it's
Mm-hmm.
a very tricky situation.
I think
Very.
it's also important to note maybe sometimes people don't want to be the person to come forward, or, they're probably intimidated at this point. Just imagine
Mhm.
me trying to sue Diddy. Diddy will be like, my little whatever that I have, I'll be like, I'm gonna destroy you, and I'm gonna put your reputation, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna do all these things to you and your family. So that could also be, somebody so powerful and so influential like that. Like, first of all,
Yeah.
like, who's gonna believe me?
Right.
This man has threatened me and possibly my family, allegedly, you
Right.
know, to say these things. Like, I can't come forward, it's a danger, or it's going to affect me in such a great way that I might not be able to provide,
Yeah.
or things, of course, Hollywood, I think, has a whole bunch of yes people, a whole bunch of enablers, a whole bunch of
Yeah.
people that don't care. But maybe some other people who did see it,
Yeah.
they were either too afraid, or they were threatened, or maybe they got sought counsel, be like, hey, shush. And I mean counsel by friends, family, maybe even lawyers. Who knows how deep this is? But
Yeah.
it just, good for Cassie for bringing this to our awareness,
Yeah.
and people having the courage to tell us more.
To tell us their truth. I mean, even with the possibility of not being believed. I mean, I think that I think that the moment the allegations came out from Cassie, everybody believed it. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
the whole internet seemed to believe it like
Mhm.
immediately. There was no, oh, let's see.
Yeah, it was just so well constructed, like the
Yes.
argument, and like everything,
Yeah.
just the chips just fell where they were supposed to fall. The dominoes hit
Yeah.
24 hours later. I mean, Diddy is still claiming his innocence,
Right.
but 24 hours, like, you're
Right.
like, question mark kind of thing.
Right. Like, listen, Linda. Just, I know that as soon as somebody sent me the article, I was like, this
Hmm.
is true. And
Yeah.
for me, like, I think it's important to believe women. Obviously, like there should be, evidence. There should be whatever. But I think it is important to believe women because oftentimes they're not believed, and oftentimes they're threatened, like you said, whether it's their livelihood, their homes, their families. So, in these situations, like to me
Men
personally, right?
too.
Yeah, men too, of course. But like to me personally, they're like when Cassie and Diddy broke up, something seemed fishy.
Yeah, for
Like
sure. It's like, what? And now she's with Alex and they got married in 3 seconds. I'm like, when did they even meet? Like, it was just so, something was off for sure.
something was really off. Something, you know, honestly, something never set right with me about their relationship to begin with.
Hmm.
Um, and the fact that like during the time he was with Cassie, Kim Porter and Sarah Chapman would still kind of be around. It was just kind of like weird, you know? Like I don't know, it was odd. It was definitely odd. So, and then him saying like he should have married Kim Porter while he was still dating Cassie, because I think Cassie broke up with him sometime after Kim Porter's death, if I'm not mistaken. And so he's going out there saying he should have married, Kim Porter. I'm like, bro, Cassie's like right there. And, talking about that, MTV Music Award that he got for the Global Icon, I think that's where he thanked Cassie. And this
Hmm.
was a few months ago that happened. And so
Yeah.
now it just like feels like, okay, this is all a little bit weird. So I say all that to say, yeah, I believed it. The moment that I got the article, I believed it. So anyway, I think that, it's important that people are able to tell their truth and that they are, able to get justice that they deserve. And clearly he has history of volatile behavior, as we discussed earlier, with the different lawsuits he's had, the different filings and the settlements that he's paid. Like he doesn't want stuff coming out. That's kind of evident. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna end up doing a part two because more stuff will eventually come out. Because if he hasn't settled these other cases, that means by now he's had to have filed an answer, which then means they've entered discovery phase. And that's when you start with the production of information.
Hmm.
Will that be leaked? I don't know, but you know that people will be trying to find out this
For
information.
sure.
So, anyway,
So to conclude, I want to say what's done in the dark will come to the light
always.
always.
Yeah.
But that concludes today's episode. I know it was a long one. I think I still can't even wrap my mind with what we've discussed. It seems so great. I don't
No.
know. But let us know what you think of in the comments about this whole Diddy situation, Cassie, his love life, his history of settling cases in undisclosed amounts. Um,
Mhm.
just anything. Like what do
Yeah.
you think he did some of these things? What do you think about all these powerful people in Hollywood having all this, I guess, power over people and doing whatever they want? You
Yeah.
know, are people enablers or are people scared to come forward?
Right.
Let us
Right.
know what you think in the comments. But if you haven't already done so, please subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also, please share our video. We're trying to grow our community so your friends could be our friends so we could all be friends. We also have social media, which Steve will tell you about.
We are on TikTok and Instagram at Hear Me Out TNE. So make sure you guys like, follow, share, and comment. We enjoy interacting with you guys.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.